My volume now.
Hey, everyone. I'm Omer,
Nah, I'm Trevor.
and this is Oh,
T.
good, good, good.
Graps.
We're gonna work on it. Probably not. We're never gonna have time to actually rehearse.
Yeah, your mic went out. It's always something, right? How's everybody doing? Happy holidays to us, to everyone. Merry Christmas to those who think Happy Holidays is dumb, and Happy
The,
Hanukkah to those who don't celebrate Christmas.
the audacity of you. The audacity of you. I pointed like the second my mic cut out. We were just talking about like people giving advice. Like like unhelpful ass advice. And I was like, "Hey, I know." Because I knew exactly what you were gonna do. You're gonna be like, "Hey, buddy, hey,
Yeah,
you're
because
that those progressive commercials with the old with like the people's like, "Don't become your parents." That's bro, you're turning into one of those people. Hey, come on, back it up. He didn't ask you to do that.
yeah, but bag it up now. Bag it
Bag it up now.
up.
I was like, "Don't do it. Don't do it, Trev." But yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, happy belated Kwanzaa, happy Hanukkah, and happy Festivus to
Happy,
those
yeah,
celebrating.
yeah,
That's Festivus,
Festivus.
man, for all the Seinfeld fans out there. We
Yeah.
got MGT
And
in the chat, wishing that we had done an award show as an upload instead of live. Hey, man, no, we do it live. We do it
you don't want
live.
to see us, MGT? We haven't seen you in weeks. You don't want to talk to us?
Nah,
I'm upset.
he's seen plenty of me. He just he took offense. Well, he didn't take offense. No, nobody takes offense. Well, MGT never
Some
takes offense
people
to
do.
anything I say, but he caught me arguing with myself over a comment he made in one of our in
Was
one
it
of our
was
in
it
one
the
of like
theory comment that you
no, it
made?
wasn't a theory one. It was Sami Zayn beating Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I saw. Okay, yeah.
And here's the thing. I was like a robot, right? And I was caught in an infinite loop because of a question to MGT because I was making points with myself. So MGT was
Hmm.
not part of this, um but happy holidays MGT, happy holidays CC to you
Happy
as
holidays,
well
MGT.
and
Happy
everyone else out
holidays.
there. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That's out of the way.
How
Trev,
was your
have you been?
holiday, good sir?
Yeah, it was booty. I didn't even get to watch the Grinch this year.
Same. I watched like 5 minutes of A Christmas Story, and then my brother came in and turned football and basketball on. Like,
Oh, he did. Can we talk about? Well, this is not the channel for that. If you want to talk about how ass those football games were on Christmas Day, go over to Real Take Sports. But bro, like there was like the 4-10 Broncos versus the 4-10 Rams. You had the Buccaneers and the
the best one
Cardinals.
was the Cowboys game. That really was a really good game.
Oh, I hated
Honestly,
that game. No, that game was booty, man. No, the
you
best
didn't like it?
game. I hate anything that involves the Cowboys. The best
True,
game was the
true.
nightcap. The Trace McSorley getting within inches of beating Tom Brady.
Oh
The
man, that was
truth,
such a
Trace McSorley.
it was great to see Tom Brady like pull out the rest of his hair. But like if as far as like pure like football, honestly, you don't like the Cowboys, and I get it. But the Cowboys Eagles game was actually very good. The mustache showed up, Gardner Minshew. It was a great game.
Gardner Flint Minshew the second. I'll have you know, I am a big fan of Gardner Minshew, the football player. MGT in the chat says Tony Khan should stop doing interviews because the guy is such a mark. He says some dumb stuff. Well,
Yeah.
that is one thing I was gonna ask you, Trevor. I wasn't sure if you were aware. Tony Khan was on Grapsity on it was on an interview that got released yesterday. By the way, big shout out to the boys over at Grapsity, Will, Phil, and Reg. Some of the best in the business, if you ask me.
They do good
But
work. I really like those guys.
yeah, especially Will Washington. Will Washington, I always say, like there are a few people that kind of like not inspire is like such a cliche word, but you know what I'm saying.
Right,
Like people who like like set the foundation for other I think podcasters and content creators. I think
right.
Will Washington in the wrestling community played a big role in doing that because he's again been doing it for like
For
nearly 20
years.
years. Like
Years. And he's
and the
still
dude
good at it.
Dude looks younger than me. It pisses me
Yeah.
off. Damn it, Will. All love, though. All love. Guys, we'll take your questions, but, one of the but some of the big things we got from that Tony Khan interview, he did confirm that AEW Dynamite and Rampage were gonna be getting different looks. He also confirmed or basically confirmed by saying nothing. It's so weird. It's such a wrestling thing, like, how someone can confirm something without even saying anything.
One word.
I went from being, like, 60% sure that Saraya's partner uh, at the Kia Forum show in LA is going to be Sasha Banks to, like, now being 99% sure because he just
Yeah.
kinda was like, "Oh, well, I can't tell you who the partner is gonna be. You're just gonna have to
Well, I
find
can't tell
out
you
watching
that. It's gonna
AEW
be a big
Dynamite." I'm
one.
like because he would have shot it down immediately, like, and been like,
Oh yeah,
"It's gonna be one of."
if it wasn't her, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, great interview by the boys over at Grapsity. Go check that out. Um, and Tony Khan, you have an open invite on OT Graps to come on and get grilled for your terrible booking of the AEW Women's Division. No, I'm just kidding. Well, no, I'm not. I will
No, we're
definitely.
gonna grade, but it'll be nice to see you
And
if you're feeling
I here's the thing. I said this before. I'll say it again. If I am ever doing an interview with Tony Khan, if I will give him 2 times to, like, divert questions and just go into full, like, shill mode for his pay-per-view because that's part of the deal. I get that. But
right.
bro, if he starts doing a thing where he's just like, "Yeah, and some of the great competitors we have on AEW Dynamite and Rampage, Dynamite Wednesday, robot shill mode," which I have been accused of doing, and I admit that I do. But Tony, I won't let you get away with it, son, bro, dad,
Not today,
whatever you
sir.
want.
Not
Not
today.
today. Not today, Tony. Anyway, this is let's let's get right into it. MGT, I know you said you prefer if we did this is an upload. Maybe I'll do an upload and maybe I'll do an upload later, but this is not like an official awards thing.
No,
This is
this is just
mostly
our opinions.
us just shooting the breeze about these types of deals. So
Yeah.
let's start off. Look, a lot has happened in 2022, Trevor. A lot has happened.
Jesus,
I thought this would be
tell me
fun
about it.
as our icebreaker for this week. It's
Okay.
not an official part of our superlatives, even though none of our superlatives are really official. I did
Yeah,
want to ask you though.
we're not official.
Nothing is official. Anyway, not even this time slot. Ayo. Anyway, Trevor, I was gonna ask you. My icebreaker for today is of all of the news stories that have happened this year, because in pro wrestling, there have been a lot. Remember, Stone Cold Steve Austin main evented WrestleMania this year,
He
and
did.
it's not
It had
not
an
even top of mind.
amazing match.
Had a great match with Kevin Owens, and it's not even top of mind. In your opinion, what was the biggest news story to you, to Trevor Tainment? What was the biggest news story to you?
Biggest news story in wrestling. Biggest news story in wrestling. You know what? Cody Rhodes to WWE. Uh,
Adrenaline and resolve. I am Cody Rhodes.
I mean that in
Going
a
off to WWE. Whoa.
you your song remixing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, my mine is probably Cody. Besides the obvious, which I'm pretty sure what you're gonna say,
Yeah. I
but
mean, here's the thing. And excuse me if I'm interrupting.
oh no,
But
you're fine. Go ahead.
no, no, no. I just I think it's weird because if we're talking about clicks and things like that, Vince weirdly like is like maybe the as far as clicks and like interest, like Vince leaving WWE is probably like, 3rd or 4th on the list of like biggest news stories, which is
I
insane.
mean, it so it really depends on what you look at, right? When you look at like if you look at just longevity and things like that, which I know we are, like that's pretty big, right? But that's actually news and not just wrestling news. So like as far as wrestling news goes, that might be like you said about third because I mean, who didn't realize Vince was a piece of shit?
I think so here's the way I see it, right? I think the 2 biggest stories as far as like internally, like amongst wrestling fans,
Right.
as far as wrestling fans are concerned, were Brawl Out and Cody. Like I think those are the two biggest stories
Yeah.
of the year because everybody was talking about both of those things. The
Right.
Vince thing, weirdly, people were talking about it, but like they
But
were also
after like
talking
a
about it.
week or
They were
two,
also
it
talking
kind
about
of
Triple
just
H coming in,
yeah.
like different aspects of it. But for that reason, it's my biggest news story of the year because one, it broke through to the mainstream press. Two, the ramifications it will have on not just WWE, the corporation, but WWE, the product, AEW, the product,
Yep.
and the effect that it has had on the momentum of both companies will literally change the course of professional wrestling, like for years to come. And
Right.
again, it's not the story that got the most clicks. For me, it is the story that had the biggest impact and will have the biggest impact long term. Because look, love love CM Punk the wrestler. The dude was gonna leave the company anyway at some point. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
it was going to be in a bad way, but like eventually he was gonna move on. And eventually Vince was gonna move on too. But man, oh man, oh man, the fact that he went early, it's wild. MGT in the chat says AEW don't know this, but they need Vince McMahon to come out of retirement because since he retired, they have gone downhill. I'm not saying the old man should come out of retirement. I will say this: AEW has lost a lot of momentum
They have a
since
lot.
like Q4 last year, Q4 2021. That being said, looking at WWE, like I think we've had like 6 months to really look at Triple H as a booker, right? And like
Mhm.
it's still a very small sample size, but 6 months in, I gotta say, disappointed. I'm
Yeah.
genuinely disappointed in Triple
Yeah.
H as a booker.
Yeah.
And that is not to say, again, let me be crystal clear. He is 1,000 times better than Vince.
Right.
However, the unfortunate truth that I think a lot of people miss is if something smells 1,000 times better than shit,
It's still shit.
it's still shit. And that's not me saying that everything that Triple H has done has been terrible, but if we're looking at the returns, like from Johnny Gargano to, Braun Strowman
Right.
to Bray Wyatt even, like, I'm a big Bray Wyatt fan, and
Love
I'm
Bray
even
Wyatt.
like, "Guys, what are we doing here? Why is he in a feud with LA Knight,
Yeah.
a guy you should be trying to build before you put him in a feud with a guy like Bray Wyatt who can't lose?" And
Yeah.
and and on top
Exactly.
of that, why is this taking forever? Why are we like 3 months in and he hasn't wrestled a match?
Because honestly, LA Knight should be building him for a title shot. Honestly, us just be honest. Like he should. At some title, he should be building for a title
Oh, he's
shot. Again,
big boy mid-card champion. Like this dude,
yeah,
we your United States champion. I am your United States champion. LA Knight,
right.
USA, baby. Like
Like
that would
exactly.
totally be his gimmick.
It
USA.
would. But I mean, it would be a great feud with whoever, what do you ever want to call him, Walter, whatever. Be a great feud with him. It'd be, I mean, like it'd be interesting. But like, also, you're like you said, you're not building Bray Wyatt. He hasn't had a match yet. Like, what are you doing with Johnny Gargano? Like, what are you doing with Braun Strowman? Like,
Braun
I mean,
Strowman thing, like it's been like he came in. I don't know. I never liked the way he came in. I think that here's the thing. I actually like the way Damage Control have been booked. Like I think it's been generally fine. Um, it's just like they just. I think it's missing the mark on one, what people expected, and two,
right,
what Triple H is capable of. I think he is holding on to things from the past. Like the worst booking decision, by the way, guys. I want to be clear. The worst booking decision of 2022 still belongs to Triple H. Like as much as credit we want to give him, Austin Theory cashing in the Money in the
that
Bank
was the worst thing I've ever
on the
seen.
US title and losing was absolutely garbage. Even Austin Theory fans like MGT have admitted that, and I think it's fine. It's fine, right?
Right,
Because if we were looking to accomplish this, Austin Theory right now, I think I actually like the gimmick change that they're doing, right?
right,
He would come across a lot more authentic and a lot more I think, of a threat and less cowardly, right? And less of a goof if he had just gone all in on the world title. Because
Right.
he can lose to Roman Reigns, and it's
That's
fine
fine.
because everybody loses to Roman Reigns. Brock
Exactly.
Lesnar lost
That's
like 5
fine.
times to Roman Reigns in the past
But
year.
you're making him look like an absolute joke with the way you cashed it in.
Right?
Like it was just
Last he
and
didn't even
and
retire.
unfortunately we called
And then
it.
they gave him the US title anyway. Like, you guys, I'm preaching to the choir. I don't even know what I'm saying here. But anyway,
Because like I
what were
mean,
we
say what you
talking
want.
about? I don't even know what the
Oh,
icebreaker was.
what was the
Like,
icebreaker? Oh, moment. Top moment news
a
stories.
news story, right? I
Yeah.
was just got off the Triple H thing, but like, look, that's not to say Tony Khan's imperfect. I can give out on Tony Khan.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, like, and say what you want about AEW, but like a lot of their booking has been decent. Like, I mean, they've lost a lot of momentum, and they're still not completely pushing the female division, which is stupid.
And a
But
lot of that, I think, comes down to the fact that they had too much. I think it was the Ring of Honor effect. I think
yeah,
the
there's
second
too
they
much
started
talent.
incorporating like half the show being Ring of Honor, everything lost momentum.
Yeah, that it's too much Ring of Honor. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Ring of Honor, but it's this is AEW. Let's like I think it's a time and place for it. You know what I
AE Dub, AE Dub, AE Dub.
mean?
God, I can. Someone started an AE Dub chant at Full Gear, and
AEW, AEW,
I was an
AEW.
innocent bystander. I was involved in one AE Dub chant in my entire life. That was at the that was a Dynamite one in DC.
Oh man,
I mean, because you had to, right?
you had to,
That
you
was
had
one of
to.
the things like, okay, it's just the first show on TV. AE Dub, AE Dub. Sure, sure. After that,
What have
no.
their ratings been like for AEW Dynamite? Have they have how drastically have they fallen?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, people are like, "Oh my god, AEW Dynamite ratings are like 800, 900,000, blah 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 blah." I'm like, guys, let's calm down. Like, they're generally fine. Like, they're anywhere
Right.
between 850 to a million a week.
Okay, yeah, you can
People,
survive on
and here's the thing that, like, as someone who works in like media and content, like, in general, one thing we need to remember is, for everybody, there's only a certain amount of content that people can really take in, right?
that.
You
Right,
That's the reason why you're not binge watching 8 shows at once, although I'm sure there are people who do that. Um, but at the same time, right, you had the World Cup on. You have and that's on at, like, in the all day in the morning. You have football on, you have basketball on, you have hockey on right now. There's a lot of content out there to consume on top of, like, the movies that are already coming out and all that stuff. And like, the World Cup, like, people, like, don't talk about this enough. The World Cup does have a big effect on the
it
amount
does.
of content people consume. Because when you're
It
watching
does.
those games, all of a sudden, you're gonna have less free time to do whatever the hell you were doing before. You know
Because
what I'm saying?
one
So
day
if you were at
longer.
work, you're gonna be making up time at work later. Like,
I mean, one
it's
day
just one.
longer matches, and two, like it's that you have to wake up early. Some of them, it's a lot preparation for
Oh,
those. They're
MGT says ROH is dead. They're not dead. They're not dead.
not dead.
Okay. Are they gonna grow? No. But I think I don't agree with the take that Ring of Honor is dead. Because they're not gonna grow. Their entire thing is their AEW's developmental. And if that
Right.
is the case, I have zero problem with them being on Honor Club. If that means the wider audience doesn't get to see them, the wider audience wasn't seeing NXT for like 3 years until Network started, guys,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
that whole thing still worked out pretty fine.
Yeah.
I am not concerned about Ring of Honor's future. To be honest with you, I don't really care. I care more about AEW since that is the established brand. I
Right.
understand that Ring of Honor people are either really upset or really happy about it. I don't really care, to be honest. Um,
I mean,
I just don't think it's dead. I fundamentally disagree with that because it's being bankrolled, which means no.
right. Oh, it's dude. Ring of Honor is making money. Still making money. Like
No, no,
in
no, 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 no. I didn't say that. You were saying that, sir. You were
yeah, I'm
saying
saying
that.
it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
saying that because I
You're
don't
not
think they're
saying
gonna make a
it.
dime right now. But that's not the
No, I
intention of
mean
the
they
company.
might. I mean, they. How much did they make for Final Battle?
Well,
I
no,
mean,
no. Here's
Final
the thing.
Battle was pretty.
They are generating more. They will generate way more pay per view buys, like, over the next. They already have over the past year than they ever did in their company's
Oh,
history, and
true,
they will
true,
continue to
true.
do so. Like,
Right.
I think
The
I mean,
diehard fan is going to buy the pay per view.
that's the thing. That's the thing. The diehard fans that were watching Ring of Honor are going to continue watching Ring of Honor, and then the AEW diehards are going to watch on a pretty regular schedule, I think. Right?
Right, right.
And I understand people want to say like, "Oh, but it's supposed to be its own thing." No. Tony Khan bought it so it could be a developmental brand. If that's the intention. It's a
Honestly, it
developmental.
was genius. It was
It
absolutely genius what he
I'm not
did.
going to go that far. But
I mean, it
but like
was.
it is what it is. I don't think I think the I'm just glad that they're off of AEW TV. Like I don't
Yeah,
care about like am I gonna pay for Honor Club? I might buy it for a month so I could watch some old Bryan Danielson stuff because they're gonna have every Ring of Honor pay per view on there. So I'm like,
exactly.
yes, sure,
Yeah. I
why not?
mean, I
But
wouldn't mind watching, watching some old Nigel McGuinness stuff and things like that.
and I just like people are like, "Oh my god, why the AEW didn't announce an HBO Max deal?" Blah 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 blah. I'm like, my G. All right, first of all, they have like a year until their actual like content rights deal is up. So if they want to, so here's the thing. If you want to go into that, right? And if you want to go into that like with the content, you want to go into your negotiations, you want to show that you have content that people are willing to pay for.
Right.
And I promise you that there are going to be thousands upon thousands, not like I'm not saying hundreds of thousands upon thousands of people who are going to be willing to pay for Honor Club. That is the thing. And
That's
AEW
true.
is going to be able to show that. And it's not just like in theory, right? Because if they just have the tape library and all that stuff is in theory. Like in theory, we have all this content that people are going to watch. But once they have the numbers for Honor Club, and once they have show like, hey, X amount of people are buying Honor Club. X amount of people. This would bring X amount of eyes to HBO or whatever. Like at the end of the day, people need to realize this was never about TV. Ring of Honor is not getting a TV deal. All right,
No,
Ring of Honor. I'm so sorry. Ring of Honor is not big enough to get a TV deal.
no.
Ring of Honor as a brand only had a TV deal because they were owned by a TV network.
Yep.
Otherwise, no one's going to put them on TV and pay them to be on TV. I'm sorry. This is the best way if you're AEW and you want to sell this content that they had. Because the thing that Ring of Honor is worth is their content library. That's about
Yeah.
it. You want to be able to say, hey, X amount of people are willing to pay for this content. This is why this adds value to HBO Max, Amazon, whatever they want to sell to, and whatever they want to build their streaming service on. And then they can get money for people having the rights to stream that content. It's pretty simple. Like and again, this is not at any one person. I just
Right.
don't agree with the take that Ring of Honor didn't get a TV deal over today. Dude, this way, it's better for AEW. It might not be better for Ring of Honor, but at this point, Ring of Honor is only alive because AEW bought it. Like,
True.
otherwise, it was going to be on Peacock. Like there were
Yeah.
two scenarios for Ring of Honor here. It was a dead brand. Sinclair wanted out. The pandemic confirmed it. I'm so sorry to all the Ring of Honor diehards. It's the gosh darn truth. It was dead.
Yeah. Sinclair wanted out for a while actually, and like it's been talked about for about 5 to 10 years at this point. But
It's been burning money.
like,
That's the thing. And the
yeah,
pandemic, they were burning more money because they weren't putting on any shows. Like
no.
I'm sorry, it
I mean,
didn't get
it
a
just
TV deal, but
makes
it is what it is.
it makes me wonder though. Like, okay, and I say this with no disrespect to anyone or any entity, but Ring of Honor has has unleashed a hella of wrestlers into the mainstream. Right? They have great talent to the mainstream, and they don't have a TV deal. But Impact Wrestling does, and I'm baffled. And I'm baffled. A little baffled.
Impact Wrestling historically though, like here's the thing. The difference is, and again, I'm not saying that I know everything about content creation, blah 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 blah. It is like one of those things where Impact Wrestling is just a brand that has historically been on TV because people wanted it on TV. Like
Right,
at the
right.
end of the day, Spike paid them to be on TV. Destination
Oh, yeah.
America paid them to be on TV.
Yeah.
There's a fan base there. It's not a large fan base anymore. Don't get me wrong,
No,
but it was there. Ring of Honor was in syndication. Like it was never on
no.
it was never on
It
a
was.
regularly scheduled weekly
It
episodic
used to
like
come
type of
on
thing like that.
ABC at like 2 a.m.
Bro,
on
see,
Saturdays.
and that's the thing about syndication. For you in DC, it was on like, ABC at 10 a.m. on Saturdays. For me, it was on Fox 45 on like Wednesday in the middle of the day. For
Oh
all like
wow.
it's I
Yeah.
like it like I don't
It's kind of
understand.
how Glow was. Like because Glow also did that at one
That was
point.
syndication.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, syndication worked back in the day because cable wasn't a thing and you didn't have people regularly watching a lot of those types of things, and they also weren't live. So like I'm just saying, like, and again, I understand people like want to look at it with just the TV deal. I just fundamentally disagree. Um guys,
We've been
hit
on
that
this a lot.
I see it. I don't I see it. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Um Trev, we're gonna do something real quick.
Okay,
We're
what we gonna do?
I gotta take you out, and we'll bring you right back in like a solid 30 seconds, which gives me enough time to shill some awesome stuff. Because, guys, I just want to remind you that while Real Takes Wrestling is my bread and butter, I also have a great time over at Real Take Sports, where we talk about all things sports. That is the NFL, the NBA, and much, much more. So go over real quick, subscribe to youtube.com/, Real Take Sports, and enjoy the ride over there because I do live streams, I do watch alongs. It's a lot of fun. Um, we tried to do some stuff for the FIFA World Cup. Didn't work out as well as I wanted it to because, you know, they just the FIFA didn't like me. They flagged my videos, but it's cool. It'd be like that. So go over to youtube.com/ Real Take Sports for sports related needs. I'm gonna bring Trevor back in just a second, and we're gonna announce some of our superlative awards for this year. I'll just go through and announce the categories right now beforehand before he comes back in. We're going to be talking about show of the year, moment of the year, female and male wrestlers of the year, company of the year, and match of the year. So just sit back, relax as I admit Trevor back into the room. And hey, guys, remember, if you're ever going to do a podcast, if you're ever going to, like do especially a live stream podcast, always remember, never forget to Oh, there's some reverb there, Trev. You might want to fix that. But whenever you're doing that, always remember to sign into the correct Zoom account that doesn't have a timer on it because I signed into the wrong Zoom account. This is what happens when I change computers and I don't have everything that I need. There he is.
I was like,
Back.
what did I do?
You didn't do anything. It was literally me signing into the wrong Zoom account. It's
um,
okay. Hey, that just bought us another 45 minutes. Anyway, um which should be enough. Subscribe, guys. We do our best here. Uh, Trevor, how'd you enjoy your little 2-minute break?
it was cool. I felt like I was in timeout for a second, but yeah, it was okay.
It's a timeout, Team Art. Timeout. Yeah. Ooh, what was that?
Oh, this is a cherry limeade sparkling beverage.
Wow. Dreadful. Um, lots a lot of
Volleyball
kitchen nightmares. He's just like, wow, dreadful. It's nothing.
dreadful.
That's what my man say. Okay, anyway. Let's get back to the show. Trev, don't even know what we were talking about earlier, so we're just gonna go right on, move on.
There you go.
Superlatives, Trevor. We're gonna
Yes,
start
sir.
off with wrestling show of the year. I want to be clear on my end. On
Okay.
my end personally, I am sticking to AEW, GCW, WWE for and Impact for mine,
Okay.
and Ring of
Same.
Honor too. Like North American, I'm sorry, Stardom people. I'm so sorry. I'm sure there's a lot of great stuff happening. I'm 100% certain there's a lot of great stuff happening there that I have not seen yet. I want to catch up on Stardom. Again, the World Cup was a thing, and I didn't get to. I apologize. I will do that. But For mine, at
Excuse me.
least, it's gonna focus more on North American wrestling because that is what am most, familiar with. So I just
Absolutely
wanna give
cool.
that for me because I'm not a I don't stay up until 4 AM to watch New Japan, Best of the Super Junior. No, I used to. I used to be one
Yeah,
of those people,
yeah.
but now I have a job and less time, so I'm
Yeah, I used to
sorry.
stay up. I used to try to watch Dragon Gate and Chikara.
Bro, Noah, Pro Wrestling Noah. I used to watch that,
Noah,
like,
yep.
yeah, no, and now life is like Noah.
Noah.
Although I'm gonna try to catch Wrestle Kingdom. I don't know how I'm gonna make that possible because it's gonna be like
What
the
time is it
first.
coming on?
It's gonna be like at like 2 AM or whatever. Like, actually, I think it's like on a ridiculous time for us. I'll look it up. Um,
Right.
let's see, start time. This is gonna be hilarious. Um, I was thinking about doing a live stream watch along for it, but I cannot guarantee I'm gonna be up the whole time. All right,
Yeah, same.
3 AM.
Sheesh. On what day?
Oh my god, this is January 4th. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, people. I am not gonna be able to do that. Oh, I'm not watching that live.
No.
I gotta work. I gotta
It's
work at
January 4th.
9, guys. Sorry. Um,
What day is that?
let's see. So for us, it's gonna be Wednesday, January 4th, live from
Oh
the Tokyo Dome. So that's
no.
gonna be
Oh
like
no.
so it's gonna be like the night of January 2nd into January. No, it's gonna be my first day back from no, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Man.
I will watch that happily on a delay the next day or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch that,
Wow.
man.
Although I do wanna this is like more of a bucket list thing than anything. It's like take a trip to Japan and yeah. MGT says I wasn't gonna be there if you did anyway. I love the fact that like no matter what, New Japan Pro Wrestling's times are inconvenient for everybody outside of Japan. Which
Absolutely.
makes sense
Always.
because I'm sure our times are convenient. Like WWE's times are inconvenient for other people too.
I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
Oh,
Definitely.
definitely if you're in Japan or Australia. Remember the Australia show they did that was at like 7 AM in the
Oh
morning,
wow,
Super
man.
Showdown? Crikey, it's HBK's last match, so crikey, it's the last time you're gonna see Undertaker versus Triple H. Down under.
No, no, no.
Hello, barbecue Vegemite, shrimping on the barbie. Um, don't know what
Have
I'm
we
doing.
offended everyone in every country yet?
Who?
I don't think so. I said, we offended everyone in every country yet? I don't think so.
No, how is that offensive? That's a genuine attempt to sound like an Australian
I
person.
know it was. I know.
No,
You did a good job.
I did good. Moving on. Uh, let's talk about superlatives, Trevor. First off, let's talk about the pro wrestling show of the year. A lot of good ones. AEW had
Yes.
5. WWE had like 15, 18, whatever. If you count all the dynamites, like AEW's at like 80. Just every eight.
Yes.
First, it's gonna be next week. We have the July 15th Rumble in the Bumble. There's gonna be bees everywhere. Like
Oh,
the names
Jesus.
that Tony Khan's been coming up with for some of these are actually like they're funny as
Absolutely
hell.
amazing.
What was the one? No, not Beast of the East. That's a WWE one.
What was
Quake
a
at the
bad
Lake. That was Quake at
Quake in
the
the Lake?
Lake
That was
for
great. Quake
Quake
in
at
the
the
Lake was
Lake. AEW Shark Week.
great.
Remember AEW Shark Week?
Yeah, I do remember that. Oh
They
Lord.
should have brought out Shark Boy for that. That would have been
That'd been
perfect.
great. That'd
Amazing
be
booking.
so
You know
great.
damn well he's not doing it. He can do the Stone Cold. Oh hell yeah, it's Shark Boy.
Oh, I
Oh
love Shark
man.
Boy.
Anyway, pro
All
wrestling
right.
moment of the year, or sorry, pro wrestling uh show of the year, Trevor. I'll give
You
it over to you.
you go first? So we're talking about pay-per-views and all that good stuff, right?
Yep.
For me, it might have been Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door was a really surprisingly good one. Um,
It was definitely the coolest, I think.
yeah, it
Like,
was as far as like I guess I don't want to really say that, but like as far as like gimmicky, that gimmick was. It was pretty good. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, the best of what we have to offer versus the best of what New Japan has to offer is a pretty good gimmick for
Oh,
AEW.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, I think that'd be my show of the year. Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
I think if we're talking about just in-ring wrestling, that may have been the show of the year. Like
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
like the wrestling on that show was insane, and it also contains my match of the year. Spoiler alert to everyone out there.
Uh,
Um,
Mine too, maybe.
oh,
I
okay, so none of
wonder
us
if it's
have.
the same one. It
So
might not be the same one.
neither of us have FTR versus the Briscoes. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so we're gonna get a shit ton of.
We definitely get shit on for
Yeah,
that.
I'm sorry.
Even
Anyway,
though Briscoe's FTR 3 was, but
here's what I will say. I think that again, I agree with you in that I think that uh Forbidden Door was like the coolest as far as moments, and not even moments, but like in-ring wrestling, and the best in like I think by
right,
far none. Like you cannot compare the in-ring wrestling of that show to like most other shows.
right. And the
That being
card was
said,
ridiculous too.
that being said, I think the show of the year for me was WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It is like, and it's weird because it's a show of high highs and very low lows, because this is the same card that has Flair versus Rousey, which was a stinker to be honest. Same
yeah.
card that had like the Usos versus. Quick trivia question for you, Trevor.
We talked about this. We
Oh,
talked.
did I do
We
this
talked
with
about
you?
this because I had
Okay.
no idea who it
Do you
was. I
remember? Do you remember the
had
opponents
no
now?
clue who it was at first,
Do you
but
remember the opponents now?
it was Madcap and
No.
it wasn't Madcap.
No, not Mac. It was Nakamura and Boogs.
Nakamura. Yes, that's right.
You're
Nakamura
like
and Boogs.
Mac.
That's right.
You're like, well, it was Madcap and Corbin. No, Nakamura and
Even
Boogs.
worse.
That was the match where Boogs like tore up his hamstring like 2 minutes
Oh
in. By the way,
yeah,
hopefully he's doing okay. Um, but again, high highs, really low lows. It's also the night that Happy Corbin, or sorry, Drew McIntyre kicked out of the End of Days.
yeah. Sure did.
First and only ever person to do that. The it's the most. It's a more protected move than the One Wing Angel,
Which
because
is
one person has kicked out of the One Wing Angel. It was Kota Ibushi,
yep.
and and here's the thing though. Happy Corbin pins everybody with the End of
He sure does.
Days. Kenny Omega didn't get a pin off against John Moxley in their barbed wire death match because John Moxley's leg hit the damn fireworks and it went off, and Omega broke the pin up when he hit the One
Yep.
Winged Angel. So I don't know if that doesn't count as breaking the hold, but or kicking out, but it counts as a
No,
rope break, I
it counts
guess.
as something. Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, MGT has a point. I was going to mention this actually.
yes.
I might agree. I
Oh,
actually have to
Clash at
agree
the
with you
Castle was
with
a great
MGT.
show.
Clash of the Castle was really good. It
It's
was
up there.
really really good.
It is up there for me.
It's
I
definitely one of my honorable mentions.
and people are gonna hate me for they're gonna hate me for this. That being said, it is up there for me. That being said, I still don't think it was the show of the weekend, and people like disagree. Please disagree, because
Right.
I'm sure that me being in the building at All Out Live, like
No,
had a role to
it
play.
wasn't better than All Out. I'm sorry. It just wasn't. Like
Like All Out was just such a good show. Like that, the acclaimed versus the acclaimed versus Swerve and Keith Lee was just like one of the most
amazing.
insane environments I've ever been
Right.
in. Like I that moment. eh, I'm sorry.
But that's not to take
I
away
was
from
there
Clash of
live.
the Castle.
But that being said, the Clash of the Castle was
Yeah.
a great show.
Great show.
I wish American fans were as good as the people over there in Wales were, but unfortunately
Oh
not.
yeah.
But going back to
That
my show
crowd
of the
looked
year,
amazing actually.
I think WrestleMania though, WrestleMania Night 1 had some of the best highs in WWE for the past year. Like this is the same one. This is the same night that had Stone Cold Steve Austin returning, defeating Kevin Owens in a no holds barred match. This is Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch. This is Cody's return. Like, this is Miz and Logan Paul doing their thing against the Mysterios. Like night 1 of WrestleMania, I was sports entertained. Like, that was my
Yeah.
whole thing. I was like at WrestleMania, in general, I was like, my takeaway is that I was sports entertained. Night 1 was just, I think, a masterclass in upper card management in that, like, the upper card of that show was so good, and, like, and then the matches that they didn't care about, you could tell. But I thought it was great. MGT. I'm sorry, am I pissing you off, MGT, with my disagreement? I hope I'm not. No, it's
But
okay, disagree. Like, again, I was there live. That is probably why I enjoyed that show more.
no,
And
you know what? I will say I haven't enjoyed a pay per view in a WWE pay per view in a long time. I enjoy Clash of the Castle. That's the God's honest truth. I enjoy Clash of the Castle. I like honestly believe it was one of the best shows of the year for WWE. And he disagreed that he just agreed with us that night one WrestleMania was
oh,
top
it's
tier.
top tier. It is
Yeah,
that, like,
and it is. He's right. He's absolutely right. But like
and
you know,
yeah. Like, that's my show. That's my show of the year, and I think deservedly show. It was the best. Bianca versus Becky is, like, one of those weird matches that people
yeah,
are not gonna remember,
nope. But it was such a good
but
match.
it was, like, such a
It
banger, like,
was such a good
how like
match.
like 5, 8, 7 stars for that match. I mean, it is just it was and people wanna say Bianca Belair isn't a star. Like, come on.
You know, they did a what is it? A recap show last night for Raw when they were just
I didn't
talking
watch
about some of the best matches. I was at a bar and I was watching it. But Bianca Belair has got to be one of the most adorable people possible. She was talking,
we
and
just had this
it was so
conversation. You bring this up all the time. You're like,
it was so
she's
funny.
so sweet.
She's so wholesome. She's so
Imagine when
wholesome.
she turns heel. Like, what you're gonna have to do to get the crowd to boo her.
Well, oh yeah,
She's
exactly.
the
She's so
biggest
wholesome. She's such a sweet
baby face who
person.
ever have baby faced. Like,
Exactly right. No, she's just such a likable person. And like you looking at her talking or whatever, and she's like, she said something and she found it funny, and she started laughing, and like you're like, oh, she's a goober. But no, it was cool just to see her without the Bianca just actually talking. It was cool.
yep,
I think that's cool to watch all those stars do that though.
yep, cool. Let's move on to our moment of the year.
Nope. I don't know. But
What?
sorry.
What?
I said nope just to be a dick. Sorry.
Oh, wow. You succeeded, sir. Congratulations. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. Um,
All right, Billy Madison.
well, it's simple. No, it is suffice. Boy, I'm sure glad I called that guy. Um, what a movie,
Great movie.
though. Anyway, moment of the year.
You can go first.
You know what? Y'all gonna be mad because this was not a good. My moment of the year is not a good moment. But moment of the year to me goes to CM Punk at the press conference, All
Yep.
Out, Chicago. Oh, sorry, Kaufman Estates, Illinois. There has not been a single moment this year that has captured people's attention more than that.
No,
And what
no,
it
not at
did
all.
changed the course of wrestling history. Like,
It
genuinely.
definitely did.
And again, we say moment of the year. I know that usually has, like, positive connotations. I think it's undoubtable in my eyes that that's, like, my moment of the year because I'm just like, everybody had their eyes glued to that. I remember being on the way back to my hotel in an Uber, and people are texting me. People are sending me, DMs on Twitter, and they're just like, "Yo, he's popping off," and I'm like, "Oh god, what's he doing now? Oh, no."
Same. Yeah, like my cell was notification. I'm like, what is going on? I was actually out. I think I was playing pool at the moment. And I looked at the phone. I'm like, oh dear,
And I'm
what
just
is
like, "Oh,
this?
no," and I was like, "Oh, he's going after Colts? Not this again."
Oh dear.
Yeesh. By the way, I don't care what anyone says. It is not a bad thing to share a bank account with your mother. There is nothing wrong with that.
Nah,
CM
it's nothing
Punk
wrong.
was capping.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with
You
that
know
at all.
why? Because I share a bank account with my mother, and that doesn't mean that my mom is giving me money. Doesn't mean
No,
I'm giving my mom money.
no.
Relatives just have share bank accounts sometimes. Um, I don't know. That here's the thing. Personally, that was the one thing that CM Punk said that pissed me off because it's just like, bro, like, okay, so you can tell all the fans out there who probably share bank accounts with their mother that it's a bad thing and that tells you something about someone's character. Oh my god, like I was like, F off, man. You don't know anything about people's like
Exactly.
like and that's not what he was trying to do. I understand he was mad at Colt and he was trying to like, oh, look at him, he shares a bank account with his mother. But I'm like, dude,
Right.
this is like I'm not gonna agree with you on that. Like, well,
Stop
whatever
being a
the
jerk.
legal stuff is, that's like, no, yeah, don't be a jerk. But yeah,
uh,
outside of that, his jerkery, his whatever what he did
lives
in that press conference, take the
lives in
cake, moment of the
infamy.
year.
Actually, my moment is going to shock you because I don't like one of the people involved in this moment. Um, One of my moments was actually because I thought it was quite comical. Was Logan Paul selfie jumping onto
Oh,
Roman
that was
Reigns?
I saw that on a clip. I still haven't seen that full match. I am very sure that it is one of the best matches of the year,
It is.
but oh, that just seemed like such a cool moment.
It, dude. Like it. He has the phone. He's going around, and then like he just jumps off. It was. It was a really cool moment. It was kind of cool to see. Like you're like, oh wow, he took that to the next level. Good job, sir.
MGT in the chat says that CM Punk press conference will forever be the most infamous moment in AEW's history.
Yeah.
Not until he comes back and does it again.
Is he coming back?
I don't know. He could.
Hey man,
He still hasn't. He's still contractually obligated to AEW.
they never fired him, right?
No, well, I think legally they're towing the line on that because legally right now they can't fire him because he got
That's
injured on their watch.
that's right.
When he gets cleared, I think and that's why Punk wants a buyout because Punk wants to be bought out so that they don't fire him and he can get like some of his money back. Like
Right.
it's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm Tony Khan, I'm holding out hope that this can all work out, unless the locker room explicitly does not want him there. I'm just like,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey man, if Hogan can come back, no, no,
No. No.
no, not out. No, these are okay. Forget I said that. Hogan should not have come back. Um, brother,
Oh,
I hate how they
there
sent
was.
Titus. I hate how they sent Titus O'Neil out with that man at WrestleMania dressed as pirates. Look at this, brother. Hogan's cool now because Titus O'Neil endorsed. I'm like, that's not how this works.
There was something about Hogan that I meant to tell you. Maybe I'll remember it. It was
Oh,
quite
he's
funny.
racist? I knew that.
I mean, we all knew that. It actually involved that, but it wasn't that per se. It was pretty funny. I can't remember it now, but anyway.
Really
So
want to go watch that clip now of them coming out as pirates at WrestleMania and getting booed.
poor Titus O'Neil, he didn't do anything.
Yeah,
He didn't
Titus
call anybody
O'Neil,
a
what a
wrestler.
guy. All right, moving on to
Speak,
m- male wrestler of the year.
this has nothing to do with wrestling, but
Go.
speaking of
No, I mean get out. No,
okay.
I mean go.
Did you I won't say it online, but did you hear what RG3 was getting flack for?
Oh, God, what did he do? What did he do? What
He
did
uh
our
he said
I'm googling it. You don't have to say it. Let's
yeah, he
see.
said a word.
Uh is this the one where he says oh okay, I'm seeing Tua Tagovailoa
A
here.
boo
Mm,
who was
I'm
talking about Jalen Hurts.
okay, hold on. I'm gonna Google RG3 Jalen Hurts and see what comes up. Okay, he said that's his Super Bowl MVP. Okay. That's a good thing.
That's a
Oh,
great thing.
apologize for oh dear. Okay, hold up. You were seeing my reaction to all of this in 4K right now. Hold up. ESPN's football analyst, by the way, this is aggregation from Yahoo Sports. This is quickly turning real take sports talk. Apologize for a racial pejorative that he said during Monday Night Football. Griffin said he meant to use a different word. What did he say? Um. Uh, oh dear.
Yeah, there it
I
is. There it is.
oh oh
There,
dear. Well,
we can talk later.
it's a good thing he apologized. Wow.
Ah,
I didn't even know that people were still out here
saying that? Yeah, me either.
historically I knew that that was a thing, but I'm like pretty sure that word died in in the 1800s or something.
Apparently,
And
it did not.
obviously no, obviously I don't condone that at all. It
Right,
is,
right, right.
but one of the crazy things about that is just the fact that that term is somehow still in circulation, given how old it is. But
That and the fact that he is a man of color that said it makes me even laugh even more. But anyway,
wow, wow, wow. You got MGT in the chat saying Logan Paul is incredible, whether you like him or hate him. There's no doubt the guy can wrestle his butt off. He's better than most of the AEW.
look, that I'm not gonna say,
Hey
but
now,
he
hey
he
now, he's
put it
better than
like
most of
this:
the NXT roster. I will say that he is better than most of the NXT
if they put
roster.
him on AEW, he will help make that show good. He will.
I am not saying here's the thing. The
But
reason I have not seen that match has nothing to do with Logan Paul. Fine with
no,
watching
I know
Logan
why
Paul
you haven't seen that
matches.
match. I know exactly why you haven't seen that
It's Saudi Arabia. F that.
match.
F the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's government and their and their mafia that runs it because they're terrible.
Truth be told, I've only seen it in clips myself. I don't watch those
I've
Saudi shows.
given what I know from Logan Paul's ability and the match he had at SummerSlam, he's fully more than capable of
Oh
having a
yeah,
great match.
it and the clips that I saw made it like an amazing match. Like I physically have not sat down and watched all the minutes of that match. I pretty much have because I watched all the different clips and everything, but in a lot of the different spots. But
I think he's
I
as good as a lot of I think he's definitely as good as the average AEW wrestler. Because here's the thing. The average AEW wrestler, as far as in from an in-ring standpoint, because given just how the company is MGT says oh okay, I've seen the clip. No, no, no. I'm on the other side of this discourse on the buckshot lariat.
I I
That
like
was
how you did it.
no, his buckshot lariat was a trip. It was it was okay for a guy who
Yeah,
did it the first time.
right.
Logan Paul tripped on it
He tri-
it
he
was a
tripped
little
on
bit
that
of a
top rope, didn't he?
whoopsie buckshot lariat. Again, people like things that are different,
Yeah,
like shades of
but
gray, all
he
that
tripped
stuff.
on that top rope, didn't he?
No, well, no, no. He landed on his knee on the table, and that's how he
That's
tore
right.
up his knee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but
That's right.
all this to say, we can all disagree about
No, I think he's great.
about
I think he's really
who's
good.
he's really great. He's
Yeah,
really great. I am
he
as a pro
has all
wrestler.
the talent in the world. Honestly, I really do. I think he has all the talent in the world. Um,
Anyway,
yes,
we got off here. Male wrestler of the year, Trevor. That's all
male
you.
wrestler of the year. So it's a few people I can throw out there, but I'm gonna go with saying Moxley.
Oh, okay. So we both have the same person then.
Okay, there you go.
Then we're marked. We're marked. I mean, and I'm curious more. So I think to know your criteria, what do you think about when you think male wrestler of the year? What are you taking into
Okay,
account?
so I'm I'm basing it kind of off the criteria that we put in place like last year, and steal the show pretty much when they wrestle. Great match skills, great ring presence, good on the mic. Um, I mean, it doesn't hurt that he pretty much picked up the slack and put AEW on his back. For what 2 years, about 2 years, year and a half. Like, I mean, that does help. I mean, don't get me wrong, Roman Reigns is still in that conversation, but Roman, because of the fact what they're doing with him, he doesn't wrestle as much, which makes perfect sense. you want to save you want to keep the main event alive. You want to save your main star. That makes perfect sense. Um, but the only thing that took Roman out of it for me this year was the fact that Moxley had been working his butt off for the past year and a half, 2 years. So that's that's why I picked Moxley.
I agree with a lot of what you're saying for the same reasons. My big thing, and I don't mean to like overly
Am I echoing over there on you on your end?
no.
Okay. Let me know if I'm still echoing, MG.
Oh, is he? Oh, well. That's live television for you.
That's how it goes.
Anyway, um, but I want to be clear here. So for me, this was like a two-way race, and it's this is more of a 1A 1B type of thing, and my
Right.
1B is not Roman Reigns. I think Seth Rollins.
He's
There's
been doing a
been
lot. Yeah.
there's like the reason I chose Moxley over Seth is because Moxley being world champion this year and righted he helped right the ship for AEW. Like MJF return helped. Um, the rise of the Blackpool Combat Club and all that kind of stuff helped. The return of the Elite helped, but I don't think any of it happens and any of it gets fixed as quickly as it did with the
Right.
injury to Punk, with the suspension of the Elite and CM Punk. I don't think any of that and then bad publicity that AEW has gets fixed as quickly without Mox because he was in there week in, week out, defending that title, busting his butt, being the main attraction that that company needed. And and I know, and again, people are going to disagree. People are going to say that I'm over romanticizing it or whatever. That's not my intention. I just think that if we're looking at week in, week out, and who was the guy who was there, who was the guy who was having great matches, making great moments, my 1A or my one the guy who wins the official award would be Moxley, but
Moxley.
Seth Rollins that gets like the biggest honorable mention because his
Yeah.
trilogy with Cody was amazing. Dude had a kick-ass match with Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble.
Sure
He had
did.
he had a good match with Riddle. Like he's been kicking butt on these promos and he's been like really the unsung hero. If there was an unsung hero award for the past year, it would go to Seth Rollins because
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he's been he's been out here doing his thing, and he's Seth freaking Rollins. Like
I
it's
mean,
yeah.
I was like, I felt the same way kind of about Kevin Owens to a degree too.
Mhm.
But Seth definitely has done more than Kevin.
Yeah. MGT in the chat says, "IDK, what to see in Wheeler Yuta because he does technical stuff. He is such a charisma vacuum." People said the same thing about Brian Danielson.
Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, I see a lot of potential in where you will Yuta, and I understand exactly where you're coming from with that MGT, but like the same has been like you said, same has been said for Brian Danielson. Hell, same has been said for Roman Reigns when he
Eddie
first started.
Guerrero.
Eric
Eddie
Guerrero as
Guerrero.
well. I mean,
And I'm not
he's still
saying
a
that he's
young
as good
kid.
as those guys, but I'm
Oh
saying
no, no,
like
no. We're not saying he's as good as those guys.
he's
No, no, no.
young. He's
He's
young.
very young.
Like
Yeah,
people have similar criticisms of Jungle Boy.
yeah.
He's young.
I mean, a lot of people have the same criticism with MJF. I think he has great personality, but a lot of people don't like
Oh
his
yeah. There's like this
his
crew
over
that
the top.
forgets. I
You
love
know what
this
I mean?
crew that forgets that MJF can wrestle every like 6 months. There's like,
Right.
can he even wrestle though? And then they watch the match like, oh
Oh wow.
damn,
You can.
oh yeah, he can, yeah. Um, but I mean, yeah, I mean, I also think it's a thing of taste. Like for
Yeah.
me, a guy like Wheeler Yuta definitely has a space in my head because I don't think everybody needs to be able to cut great promos.
No, he
Like
doesn't.
I think Wheeler Yuta can be a guy who is around and does good stuff. MGC says and Daniel Garcia. I mean, again,
Yeah.
and I think
Again,
it's
yeah,
a
I
thing of
agree with
taste.
that too.
It's a thing of taste, and like there's some things like I know for a fact that like you know Bebo Corbo Baron Corbin isn't a thing like that I enjoy.
Right.
But people like him and they watch and that's fine. Um, and more power to him. It's just
I would
not for
actually
me.
like. to see and I'm not really comparing the two because I think the way they present them, Wheeler Yuta has the better skill set, but I would like to see them attempt to do something like that. What they're doing with Yuta with Austin Theory, honestly,
I
like,
mean, they are the
and
retconning of Austin
they are
Theory is
doing
underway.
a
It
right.
just makes him look so stupid, the fact that he lost to the United States champion. It
Right.
just
I mean,
really
I
makes
like
him
what
look
they're doing with
stupid,
him now. I do. Like, honestly, I like what they're doing with him now. They're getting his
especially given
feet
the fact
wet.
that he is the US champion. That's dumb
they're
booking.
getting his feet wet. He's getting better on the mic. Like, I like what they're
He's
doing
getting
with him.
better, yeah.
But but this is what they should have did with him in the first place. Honestly, like I hate how they went about it. Like, you made the man look super weak and super stupid, and now whatever. But at least they're trying to right the
Okay.
wrongs, right?
Yep. All right. We have about 7 minutes to get through the rest of this show.
Can we do it?
Let's figure it out. Yeah, let's go. Let's talk quickly about female wrestler of the year, Trevor.
I don't really think this is that hard.
All right, do we have the same person? Let's do it on three. One,
One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Bianca
Bianca
Belair.
Belair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
I
think
I,
it's a
th- I
go
think Jamie
queen.
Hayter started a little too late. Honestly.
Oh, she was so good.
Yeah. She.
She was in there. She was in there.
Yeah.
Hikaru Shida will always be in there for me.
Yeah. Me
Special
too.
shout out to Jade Cargill. People can say what they want about her
Oh,
matches, but when she's on TV and when she's on our screens and when she's in the arena, people watch. She's a draw.
she is. I wonder why we didn't pick her. Huh.
Oh, it's Bianca Belair because
Yeah,
Bianca's
of
been having the
course.
best matches. It's
She
Bianca.
has.
Bianca.
We love you,
Like,
Jay
um, who?
Cargill.
Oh, I think you said Jay. I was like, who?
Jade Cargill.
Booker T's like, who? Favorite Bookerism. Like of all the Bookerisms, it's like, oh, look at that. Who? It's like NXT. Booker, do you even watch the product? Damn it. Um,
All right. Uh.
but yeah, Bianca Belair's been having the best matches. I just like she's a superstar. I don't need to like keep saying it because it's just the truth
You
at this
see it.
point.
You know it. You know.
All right, we're gonna retcon company of the year because that's a dumb category that I don't want to do because people are gonna give me crap about supporting one company over another. Let's just go right to match of the year. Focus on the positive. Trevor, we better not have the same match of the year. I'm gonna
I
be
don't
real with
know.
that.
Do we have the same match? We might. I don't know.
One,
Uh,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Will Ospreay versus
Uh,
Orange Cassidy.
yeah.
Damn it! Oh, we're so unoriginal. Tell the people why. Damn it! All right.
So okay, you know what? I'll change mine.
No, no, no.
No,
Sure,
well,
why
we don't
not?
have to.
Whatever.
We don't have to. But
I'm too
no,
stubborn to
like,
change mine.
that was. I mean, that was just one hell of a match, dude. It really it put it did it let the other people who don't know about Orange Cassidy see what Orange Cassidy can possibly do. And he was Will Ospreay was on his best. Cassidy was on his best. It was, man. He went toe to toe and like move for move with Will Ospreay. It was amazing, absolutely amazing.
I think I want to throw out some honorable mentions. Obviously, the FTR versus Briscoe dog collar. I just watched that.
Absolutely.
It was a
No,
great
good
match.
match. Amazing match.
MJF versus CM Punk dog collar. Great match.
Good match.
Um,
Since Walter and who
Walter
Sheamus,
Sheamus. Great
yep,
match. Absolutely
stole the
slapped
show at the castle.
out. Um, it slapped. Bianca versus Becky. Great, but
Actually, I would put definitely put Roman versus Paul in there. Honestly, it was a great match.
like that's the thing. I mean, like, and it's weird because like Walter versus Sheamus, like that was I watched that match and I was like, oh, well, this is like I knew it was gonna be really great, and then I think it was one of those things, right, where I was like, I knew that like I already knew like I had high expectations for the match, and it like just exceeded those expectations a little bit, and so I was just like, yeah, it's a great match, and I love it. Like,
Yeah,
Will
it was
Ospreay
good.
versus Orange Cassidy, I knew it was gonna be I knew it was gonna be a great match, but I was just mind blown watching that match. I don't know what
Yeah,
it was. It was just like the fact, like, these 2 were going out there and just wrestling their butts off, and not to say no one else was,
Yeah,
but again, it's like one of those things. If there's one match I had to give it to, it would be that. But there's so many other great matches. I think Walter Sheamus, he's like right up there in the conversation because it's been a long time since there's been a WWE match between 2 big bruisers
I
that has
don't know
been
why.
that good. Like,
That's another
I
one.
cannot remember, like, a match between 2 big guys who are, like, big beefy boys who's been that good, so
Yeah, same. Seth and Cody was another one we in Hell in a Cell we forgot to mention.
Adrenaline and Resolve, I am Cody Rhodes.
We're not gonna
That's
make the
great.
2 minute mark, right?
I'm looking at it right now. Alright, um so that has been the show, everyone. You guys, you can follow Trevor at TRVEERTAINAMENT, Trevor Entertainment on Twitter. Follow me if you want to at OMERQ Show. Subscribe to the channel. Follow the new Twitter page at Real Take W. Trevor, what are you watching? What are you doing? Final words to the people.
Watching a lot of sports lately. um,
How about
still
them
watching.
Cowboys clinching the playoff spot?
I mean, I'm excited about it. We're gonna lose first game, but I'm excited about
Hell yeah.
it.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, I'm excited to watch you guys lose too. The Ravens also clinched. Big shout out. Hopefully we get Lamar back. If we don't, we're screwed. But it's
Right.
okay. Um wow, this is like we still have like a minute and 30. All right. But thank you, MGT. Thank you, CC. Thank you, everyone who has tuned in. Remember to hit that like button. Remember to subscribe. And remember to always, always, always hug those who are close, love those afar.
So far, have a great New Year's. Hope your holidays are safe and fun, and have fun, guys. Enjoy the week. Less than a
Damn it! I
minute.
was trying to do the thing where I would trick you to think I was frozen. Then I realized like this was moving in the background. All right, guys, keep it real.